But from Africa, we now travel to Asia, to Myanmar, a country consisting of at least 130 ethnic groups and many more different languages. In Europe, we have heard about the strife facing the Rohingyas, but unfortunately, there are many more violent conflicts in the country that do not ever make it to news in Austria and Europe. Harry Myo Lin is the KAICIID country expert for Myanmar and a long-time peace activist, human rights activist, and founder and executive director of the NGO called The Seagull. Mr. Myo Lin, can you tell us a little bit more about the factors that are contributing to the situation at the moment?
Yes, thank you, Maria. We already know about the terrible situation that the Rohingya community is facing in the west part of Myanmar. And there are a lot of other conflicts that has impact on the millions of the population in Myanmar. One of them, to unfold tonight, I would like to talk about the situation in Kachin and Shan state, which are in the northern and northeastern part of the country, where the ethnic armed conflict is still ongoing, and there are a lot of military offensive happening currently. And we have the National Peace Dialogue process started in 2016, started by the first ever democratically elected government led by the Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi. But for various reasons, some of the most important ethnic armed groups are not included in the process, and most of them are located in the northern and the eastern part of the country in Kachin and Shan state. And soon, months after the process is started, the fighting is still going on. And currently, we have more than 100,000 IDPs in Kachin and Shan state, apart from the Rohingya population in western part of the country. And to go to some underlying causes, we have to say that we have a big prejudice against the religious communities, minority religious communities in our countries, and we have a strong ethnic religious nationalism, even promoted by some political party, which leads to a lot of the tension among the religious and as well as the ethnic group. And we have a big socio-economic problem also. We have a big inequality among the social status, and we have a systematic marginalization to the various ethnic and religious minorities within the countries.
Well, thank you very much. Perhaps just for clarification, IDP, the big number mentioned, is internally displaced people, and this is, unfortunately, this number is very high. But how can you change things, especially by the terms of interreligious dialogue? How can you address those conflict drivers, and what precisely do you do?
Yes, interreligious dialogues, and for me, is very important for the country like Myanmar, because the religious leaders play a very important leadership role in our communities for the different religions, and also the religious identity contribute a very important part of most of the conflict we are facing. So by promoting interreligious dialogues, we are also working on to bridge between the different religious communities that can come together, and hopefully that the organic peace process, while the national process is not working, can happen from the grassroots. And in our program, in KAICIID Myanmar program, when we talk about the interreligious dialogue, we are not talking only about the dialogue happening among the religious leaders in higher level. We also talk about we also work on the initiative that bring the spirit of dialogue into the community and the various level of the society. So we work with the women's group, we work with farmers, we work with teachers, we work with policymakers, so that the concept and the importance of dialogues can spread through the whole society. For me, choosing the way to promote dialogue is also an attempt to socialize the military and political leaders and some religious leaders that they can come and talk, and there is an alternative ways to resolve the conflicts they are having other than fighting and killing each other.
Well, thank you very much.